Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. Welcome back to the channel. So just recently, there's been issues reported that these controllers, the DualSense 5, I think a freaking amazing controller, one of the best controllers ever made for a gaming console, is now reportedly breaking. So there's a lot of reports of these. So reportedly is kind of like a legend. We don't know for sure if some of these are actual like valid reports or if these things are just being made up. So mine, for the most part, still works pretty good. I know some people showed concerns with the adaptive triggers, like they feel that they're gonna break because they kind of do that feel where they just feel like where they get real hard to push down. I don't know. They're pretty innovative, but yeah, they can cause some problems evidently. So let's read this article. If this is your first time coming to the channel, why don't you guys go ahead and click that red subscription button for me, please? And let's get to this article. So this says, PS5 DualSense controllers reportedly breaking. What you need to know. The PS5's adaptive triggers sure are innovative, but some owners say they're also fragile. So I've had that feeling when I'm playing a game and I'm pushing the thing down and I'm just kind of like, oh man, it feels like if I continue to push it down, this thing's just going to pop off. I've had that, but for the most part, I don't think it's anything real concerning. I don't think they're that breakable unless some people just aren't taking care of them. But let's look at this. It says, if you've been lucky enough to find PS5 stock, you'll know that one of the greatest joys is seeing the full potential of the new DualSense controller in the utterly charming bundled Astro's Playroom. So yeah, Astro's Playroom uses this the best. I think out of all the games I've played, it uses the controller the best. You can feel little drops of rain buzzing through the pad, and the triggers adapt to the situation, tensing when you pull the bow on a string, and offering resistance when you fire the engines of a rocket. But now, questions about the reliability of the latter are coming to light. Hot Hardware has spotted a number of complaints about adaptive triggers that have stopped offering the resistance and feel like the plain old DualShock of old. So this is concerning, guys, a little bit, I would say. So an 11-page long thread on the ResetEra forums highlights the problem and its symptoms, with the original poster explaining that they felt the R2 trigger snap and immediately become looser during a session on Spider-Man Miles Morales. So snap. That is a very concerning word when it comes to a piece of hardware, especially a piece of technical hardware like the DualSense 5. It says the good news is that with the PS5 just over a month old, this is clearly a problem that Sony will take care of without charge. The poster explains that they simply had to send the pad back to Sony with the repair set to take 7 to 10 days plus another 5 for shipping. That's a long time. I would not want to be without a controller for, what, 15 days? Since I already had someone on the phone, I asked if other people had reached out to support about the same issue, as there was a considerable number of reports online the poster adds. The agent replied that a few users were calling them about problems with their DualSense controller, so there's reportedly a few. The post continues, adding that the agent asked if the trigger had become loose immediately after the poster mentioned it was a DualSense issue. Take that as you will. So very interesting. It says the poster posts that the problem may be pretty widespread thanks to a few posts popping up on Reddit, and it's pretty clear that this isn't an isolated problem. All the same, it's extremely easy to overstate the extent of a problem simply because happy users don't tend to make Reddit posts explaining how their pads are functioning as normal. So evidently there's Reddit threads. So you can see all these right here. Extremely Sense, DualSense Loose. So you can see there's a cause for concern on some of these posts. Lots of people reporting it. You can see, recently noticed my DualSense controller trigger is extremely weak. Noticed this when playing because of how many times I'd shoot by accident. I was playing a PS4 game though, but the L trigger still felt way stronger than basically normal, how they should be. Tried it in next gen, and unless the game is controlling the triggers for some time, feel extremely weak. So you can see this person claims they've had the same thing happen to them while playing Spider-Man. Tried to apply tension while I had the trigger held down and the mechanism failed. Now my R2 super loose and has no tension at all. Wow. So you can see root cause and temporary fix. So this person took their controller apart, found the R2 spring was deformed at almost 90-degree angle in one location, causing it to become dislodged from the R2 button and position feature. Wow, so this person found a fix for it. So that's kind of concerning as well. You can see this person's R2 is loose from playing Minecraft. Doesn't use adaptive triggers, and all of a sudden the adaptive triggers activate in the R2. You pushed past it, felt like it broke it. Now your R2 is noticeably looser. So some people are saying evidently it's activating without any reason. So it says Sony hasn't revealed any sales figures yet, but VG Charts estimates around 3.3 million units have been bought at this point, and that's not including all the extra pads sold. Suffice it to say, handful of DualSense pads with weakened adaptive triggers isn't a serious dent in that number. But, and it's a big but, the worrying thing is how quickly these reports are coming in. PlayStation 5 has been out for just over a month. If this is a problem that occurs with wear rather than with it just being the case that some DualSense controllers are defective, that number is only going to go upwards. So, man, if it's through normal wear and tear, that's kind of concerning. But yeah, if you're looking at this, apparently there's quite a bit if you do a Google search. So, again, if I'm being honest about mine, my DualSense 5 has not presented me any problems. I do not have any current concern, but I do know sometimes I don't like how it feels when you're clicking it. Like, especially when it feels like it's stopping you. At times it's very, like a very awkward feeling. When it's used right, it's fucking amazing. This is an amazing feature, and a lot of good things can be used with it. But when the actual thing just kind of feels like it keeps getting in the way, and you're pushing it down. Like, one thing that comes to mind on Astrobot is when you're doing that crane machine to get prizes, and you run out of money and you try to crank it. It kind of does like a stop feel. You know what I mean? Where the arm stops. I do not like the way that feels on that segment. I haven't played it with Call of Duty Cold War because I have that on Xbox, or any kind of game that uses any kind of shooting technique. But yeah, there's some things that I do enjoy about it. Obviously, with something brand new like this, it's going to take a lot of time to iron the kinks out. But yeah, as of right now, no serious issues with my controllers. Nothing concerning me that it's breaking, but evidently there are reports. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Let me know if you've also had issues with your DualSense triggers. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Subscribe if you haven't. Thanks a lot.